it'll be interesting to look at the Street Fighter V the way it originally was. It's a little bit different than the way it looks now. Just like these these guys are a little bit different then than now. It's fine, that's what happens when you get older. And same thing with the games. Street Fighter V looks very different then and now. It's like night and day, bro. And I believe the same thing for Street Fighter 4 as well. And the same thing's obviously going to happen for Street Fighter 6. So I would definitely say that do not take Street Fighter 6 the way it looks now and the way it acts now as what it's going to be like a year from now. It's completely different. I'll go into it. So this is Mike Ross, of course, known for playing Yonda. This is Combo Fiend. He's a Marble God. He works for Capcom. Yada yada yada.
Ryu, Chun-Li. I guess Mike. Look at that interesting backdash that Chun-Li has.
I hate that fucking move. Okay, so at the bottom of the screen, same places they always have been. The super bar, they're not even called CA in this version. They're called EX. Same function as the other games.
Out of a backdash, it looks like. So there's
Same function as the other games. To power up your text there to do like a big move at the end. However, in a little bit, Ryu will not even use his EX at the bottom to do a super. He'll just naturally go into it thanks to the top of the screen. So so he busts it out there. After one fireball, it goes away. And very soon, he's going to be doing a super to finish off the round without using any bar down here, but he's going to use his bar up here to do it. That's a big change that was not made. That was not in the final version of the game. It says CA finish, but it's not called CA like it is down here. It's also known as super, so they call it the critical art now, but they call it CA. So also here at the top of the screen, we have what is known as Revenge then, but is now known, of course, as the V gauge. Back for a while, you only had one V gauge, if you will, which was, of course, put down here. You had a V gauge, a V trigger, and a V gauge, V trigger, and a V gauge. So a V gauge, V trigger, V skill. There we go, V skill. So the V skill will also fill up that thing without you needing to get hit. The gauge fills up as you take damage, which is why it was kind of like a revenge thing, which is like a forwarding from Street Fighter 4. So you get hit, it fills up, but also you can use a V skill to fill that up. And when it fills up, you can activate it and pull the quote-unquote V trigger and to go into a powered up state, if you will, an install, if you will, to get like extra properties on your moves. Or like one big blow up move. It changes depending on the character. There's a lot of characters in the game. So they changed it over time. And then over time, you had two of those things. Not two bars, but a different version of the V trigger to pull off. And other V skills you can use with your character. So it played around this thing very, very much. So if you notice in Street Fighter 6, they have a gouge at the top of the screen over here for the drive impacts, the drive parries, etc., at the top of the screen. Who knows? At the end, they could end up down here. Maybe there's an option you could do to put it down here as well. But in the current build of the game, it's staying up here. So it could change, like I said, it could change over time. So the way it works out in these Street Fighter games is that it's a close version of what's going to be in the final version of the game. What it looks like and what it behaves like, but the properties of it change over time. Some things could take 2 or 3 or 1 bar. You never know in the final version of the game. Now, personally speaking, when I look at Street Fighter 6, the main thing that needs to change is the drive impact. That's the one when you glow red, and when you hit somebody, it staggers them back. And it only costs 1 bar. Now, if I was running Capcom at that time, I would have that thing cost 2 bars. You get 6 bars. You get six. You get six. You get six. You get six green bars of that thing, right? In the beginning, you start with 6. I would have it cost 2 bars and not 1. The reason why 1 is way too low is because someone can see that thing coming and then counter back at it. Also, that move is also used as a hit stun type thing. So you hit them for a little bit there, and you fake something, and then you hit them for like a knockback. That's another thing. Another thing is if you use knockback and they're in the corner, they get staggered for a free hit. So all that stuff for one bar, no. It's as stupid as, Chun-Li's SA2 and Yoon's SA3 in Third Trek. They're only costing like having like multiple uses in one combo. Just don't do that. So if that thing costs 2, because it's too, like I said, it's too easy to count. It's too easy to see coming. Punish counter, and all the other things I said about. It's too dangerous. So having it be just 1 is asking for it to be abusable. So put it on 2, make it that one. The drive rush. I'm not sure which one. The one where they parry and then go forward, like for a quick little dash, if you will. That one being 1 bar, where you parry and go into the drive rush to make it cost less. That one I would make cost 2 and not 1, because you're going into a parry. Like in case like someone hits you, you might go into an accidental parry. It's for a rush move that covers a good portion of the screen, and it's safe on block. Whatever move you do is safe on block, and if it hits the opponent, you have additional plus properties into it as well. So which means like you can go from an overhead into a combo, which normally you can't do for every character. So for that reason alone, and people are already abusing that thing. See, the drive rush naturally, if you go into a combo with it, costs 3 bars. And you don't get any damage scaling up with that thing. Just 3 bars, you can go into a combo up with that thing. So it increases your damage overall. But the drive parry rush, if you will, whatever that thing's called, only costs 1. That is a little abusable. So I think I would make that thing cost 2 to make people think about it. Parry by itself costing 1 bar, that's fine. Because you're only parrying, fireballs, you only get like a half bar back or whatever. It takes a little bit of skill to using time correctly. So having it be 1 bar, that's fine. And Street Fighter 6, you have the perfect parry. Perfect parry costing in the same amount as the regular one, but also getting heavily scaled in the damage. I think that should change as well. Because it's super hard to naturally do. You can mash parry and wake up, and you might accidentally get that, and then go into a combo or whatever. But if you're the person on offense, should be baiting your parry and going for a throw. So I don't think the damage scaling should be like that one. Or how about this? If the parry is done after either a mashed parry or in the corner in general, then the damage gets scaled because you're not using real skill when it comes to that one. Or if it's done like middle of the screen, you get the full damage, that kind of stuff. So there should be adjustments depending on what type of perfect parry it is. And I don't got a problem with the exhaustion stuff. When you hit somebody, it goes up a little bit more. When you block, it goes up a little bit more. I don't got a problem with the way exhaust is in Street Fighter 6. But the way it acts in the end, it could act a lot like it is right now. So hopefully it behaves that way. But change the properties of certain moves, because some of these moves they're doing right now, like the drive counter and the parry drive thing, that it's too cheap to use, and people are abusing it right now because it's too good. So make it cost more so people are not using it as often. So save it for the EXs. I think it's like 2 bars for the EX, that kind of stuff. So it could be a thing where they want people to use that move more, and more things cost 1 bar, but you don't need to have everything cost 1 bar, bro. That's for now. Black off.